Today we are going to know about roots and their types. Root is the underground part of plants, and roots compose the root system along with different types of branches. And the main functions of the root systems are absorption of water and minerals from the soil. It provides a proper anchorage to the plant parts. It keep the plant upright in the soil, and it is also functions to store reserve food materials and synthesis of plant growth regulators, among others. Let us know about different types of root systems. There are basically three types of root system: taproot system, fibrous root system, and adventitious root system. So what is taproot system? As you know, there are two types of flowering plants, monocots and dicots. So the taproot system is found in dicotyledonous plants. Now you can see in this figure that there is a main root uh, in this root system. This is called as a primary root. Okay, and from the primary root there are several branches arising known as secondary root. From the secondary root there are different branches further it is branching, known as tertiary roots, and then fine rootlets are arising from the tertiary root. So this whole system of primary, secondary and tertiary and so on constitutes the taproot system. Another basic feature or important feature of this taproot system is that it is made up of direct elongation of the radicle in the seed. Okay, so this is very important that they arise from the radicle. So as I told you that different all the dicotyledonous plants have this kind of system. So you'll find this system in beetroot, carrot, parsley, radish, turnip, and many other trees also like oaks, elm, pines, and firs. I told you that roots also help or do the function of storage of food materials, and they store food material and they swell, and they assume different kinds of shapes. A few of the shapes of the tap roots are conical root. This type of root tubers are conical in shape. They have their widest at the top and then they taper gradually towards the bottom. And the second type of the tap roots that stores food are the fusiform roots, and these are the widest in the middle and they taper at both the ends like radish. And the third form, that the shape that is assumed by the tap roots after absorption of or storage of nutrition is the napiform roots. These roots have a top-like appearance. They are very broad at the top and taper suddenly, very suddenly at the tail and the bottom. Example is the turnip. The second root system is the fibrous root system. This is found in monocotyledonous plants. This is the important thing to remember. And in these plants, primary root is very short actually. The primary root that arises from the radicule is very short and it short-lived, and it is replaced quickly or by large number of roots. All these roots look alike. Unlike the taproot system where there was a primary root and then secondary and tertiary root were arising from this, there is no such main primary root. So the primary root is short-lived, that disappears very quickly, and many large number of similar looking in thickness, these roots arise from the uh, in place of the primary root. Okay, these kinds of roots arise from the base of the stem and continues as the fibrous root. You cannot identify any main root here. All the roots will look alike. These, for example, here you can see that germinating weeds are showing you the fibrous kind of root system. The third root system that we have is the adventitious root system. The important or main thing to remember about this is that it arises from the parts other than the radicle. Okay, so the any root that is arising from any part of the plant other than the radicle will be called adventitious roots. Like in banyan tree, you must have seen hanging roots from the top of the tree. So those are not arising from the radicle. So these are that is a very peculiar example of adventitious roots. There are several modifications of these adventitious roots having specific names like prop roots and clinging roots. So let us see some of the modifications and different names of adventitious roots. There are many adventitious roots that get fleshy after storage of food material. So here are some examples of fleshy adventitious roots. This figure A shows you the root tuber of sweet potato, where you are seeing a single fleshy tuber, and the second figure shows you the fasciculated roots. Fasciculated roots means the root tubers will be in clusters. Okay, so this figure B shows you the fasciculated roots of the Dahlia, while in case of asparagus you see the fasciculated roots at different places in the fibrous root system. And in figure D you are seeing again a fleshy adventitious roots of palmate type found in orchids. Okay, so you have a palm like structure of made up of fleshy roots. Some more examples of fleshy adventitious roots. You see here it is a nodulous root of Curcuma amada, also known as mango ginger. So the horizontal stem, underground stem give rise to roots which bear the nodules. Okay, so these are the nodulated fleshy adventitious roots. This figure B shows you the moniliform roots of Momordica. Moniliform root, you will find some beaded structure in the root. So this is the moniliform root of the Momordica, which is bitter gourd. And then again the moniliform roots are also found in some grasses. So these are the bead like swelling in their fibrous root system. And then you have annulated fleshy adventitious roots in ipecac. So this also I figure included to show you the annulated type of fleshy adventitious roots in the ipecac. There are several adventitious roots that provide mechanical support to the plant. So we will see some examples of such kind of roots. First examples I have taken is of prop roots. In banyan and in the mangrove tree, Rhizophora, we see such roots that arise from the top branches of the plant, and they hang below, and they do bear root cap at their tips. They grow long enough to go underground, and these provide the support to the heavy branches of the plant. Another example of adventitious root providing mechanical support is the stilt or brace roots. These roots develop obliquely at the basal nodes of the stem. Like in case of sugarcane, you see it is the basal node of the stem where you are seeing these stilt root arising from these nodes. So these stilt roots grow in whorls. So you will see them in because they are rising from the nodes. So they will grow in the whorls and they will provide the support to the plants. Uh, Plants like sugarcane, maize, pennisetum, and sorghum are the few examples where these stilt or brace roots are. Another example is clinging or climbing roots. So in clinging or climbing plants, these are found. Examples include piper beetle, money plant, campuses, or trumpet flower. You see these clinging roots arise from the parts other than the radicle, and they provide the support to the climbing or clinging part of the plant. They are assimilatory or photosynthetic roots also. These roots are assimilatory or photosynthesis because of photosynthetic because of the presence of chlorophyll in them. So in case of trapa, here you are seeing the assimilatory roots. These remain submerged in the plant, but as they are green, they absorb light and carry out the photosynthesis. In case of Tinospora, that is Giloy, we see green or photosynthetic adventitious root in rainy season that also provide the assimilatory power to make carbohydrates. There are some adventitious roots that help in parasitic plants to absorb nutrition from their host plant. Like in this case, we are seeing the example of Cuscuta, or also known as Amarbale. So this Cuscuta is a non-photosynthetic plant that absorbs all its nutrition from its host. So it gives rise to special types of roots that have Hasturia in them, that get inserted into the plant's stem and reaches up to the xylem and phloem and absorbs the nutrition out of the host. So such kind of roots helping the parasitic plant in absorbing nutrition from the host plants are known as parasitic or Hasturial roots because they have Hasturia in their roots. Epiphytic or aerial roots are found in these orchid plants. These are also known as hygroscopic roots or water absorbing roots. These roots are capable of absorbing water because of the presence of a very specific tissue velamen that helps these plants to absorb the water from the environment. Another type of adventitious roots we find in plants like Juicea is the floating roots. These floating roots, because they have air spaces and they accumulate air, they uh, they arise from the base of the stem and they come out of the water and help the plant in floating onto the water, as well as carrying out the photosynthesis or respiration, photosynthesis and respiration. Pneumatophores or respiratory roots are found in uh, mangrove vegetation because these vegetations grow in the waterlogged areas. So in the soil there is scarcity of air. So to facilitate the respiration, the roots grow. Negatively, the roots show negative geotropism and they come out of the soil, and these root bear pneumatophores or small tiny minute pores that facilitates the gaseous exchange and thereby respiration. Examples of these plants having respiratory roots or pneumatophores include Soneraceae, Heritiera, Rhizophora, Avicennia, Cereops, etc. Buttress roots are adventitious roots. These are plank-like aerial roots. You see plank-like aerial roots that support the shallow-rooted trees. They support the tree and prevent falling off of the trees, and also help in absorption of nutrient. Now let us know different regions of a root tip. If you can see in this figure, there is a root cap at the top, or we can say the bottommost part of the root is there is a root cap, and there is a region of meristematic activity, or we can say this is the region where cells actively divide. This is followed by a small region of elongation where cells elongate in size. Just after the region of elongation, there is a region of maturation where you see presence of root hairs. Okay, so the root hairs are only found in the region of maturation. If we see an LS of this root tip, we can clearly see that this root cap cells here and the meristematic region where cells are actively dividing, and then gradually the cells elongate in size, and then in the region of maturation, the epidermal cell give rise to unicellular root hairs, and these are the root hairs that helps in absorption of nutrients and minerals for the plant. So with this we complete our topic, root types, different types of root systems, different types of roots, different types of adventitious roots, and different regions of the root table. Thank you.